We used to joke that Sally Mae was our third roommate. Every month, we'd sit side by side at the kitchen table. 2 laptops open, bank apps loaded, eyes locked on those unforgiving red numbers. Her nursing degree. Me, communications and a master's I was still paying for. We weren't rich. We weren't fancy. But we were in it together. Or so I thought. The plan was always someday. Someday we'd pay it off. Someday we'd take a real vacation. Someday we'd buy a house, maybe even get a dog that didn't come with a security deposit. Until then, it was cheap wine, secondhand couches, and budgeting apps that made you feel broke in 7 different fonts. She never complained. Even when her work as a nurse crushed her, even when I got laid off for a few months during the pandemic, she held it down. We held it down. Which is why what happened next didn't just blindside me, it cracked my entire idea of us in half. It started with an email I thought was spam. One Tuesday morning, I got a subject line that made my stomach drop. Your student loan balance has been paid in full. I stared at it for a full minute, thought it was fake. Checked the sender. Legit. Logged into my loan account. 0. Not reduced. Not refinanced. Gone. A 5-figure number that had haunted me since college. Wiped clean. I called the loan company in a panic. Because that's what trauma does. Even when you get good news, you assume something's wrong. The woman on the phone sounded confused at first. Yes, your balance is fully paid. It was processed through a certified financial institution. Everything's squared away. I asked if I could get the name of whoever paid it. She paused. It's a private transaction. But we have a note. Applied on behalf of client by third-party account holder with shared banking history. My heart dropped. No way. I confronted her that night, and she just smiled. When she walked in from work, I couldn't even wait. I had the account open on my phone. Did you pay off my loans? She froze. Then, slowly nodded. Yeah, I did. That was it. No fanfare. No speech. Just yeah, I did. Like she picked up milk on the way home. I started to stammer something. Thank you? What? Are you serious? But she cut me off. I wanted you to have a clean slate. I knew it was crushing you. And for a moment I felt light. Like the weight of 1,000 bricks had been lifted off my chest. But the next thing she said changed everything. Now you're free, and I need to be too. And then she broke up with me. I didn't cry right away. I think I was still too stunned, like my brain hadn't caught up with what my ears just heard. She stood in the doorway of our apartment, bag in one hand, eyes soft like she was about to thank me for something. It's not you, she said. I've been planning this for a while. That was the worst part. Not that she broke up with me, but that she had been planning both. Paying off my debt, and walking out the door. I couldn't stop thinking, was I that hard to love? We had good days. Great ones even. We cooked together. Shared passwords. We'd literally fallen asleep mid-conversation with our phones still on FaceTime back when we first met. So how does someone go from I love you, I'll help you breathe again to goodbye, I hope this helps? She called it setting each other free. Said I had potential that was getting buried under stress, and she wanted me to start my real life, without being tied to her. But the way she said it didn't sound like a pep talk. It sounded like a confession. I started looking for clues. You know when someone dies unexpectedly and you find yourself reading their texts, digging through old photos, hoping something will make it make sense? That's what I did. Except she wasn't dead, just gone. I checked our messages, scrolled back through every conversation from the last 3 months. There were hints. She'd been working more overtime than usual, but we never saw the extra income. She'd stopped making future plans. She'd hugged me a little too long the last time I complained about work. And there was one message that hit differently now. If you didn't have debt, do you think you'd be happier? More you? At the time, I thought it was hypothetical. Now I realized it was surgical. Then her best friend reached out. 3 days after the breakup, I got a message. It was short. Just this. Hey, I'm sorry. She didn't want me to say anything, but you deserve context. I replied instantly. Context for what? She waited. Then typed. She's not doing this to hurt you. She just didn't want to be the reason you stayed small. She always said you were carrying too much. And she knew you wouldn't walk away. So she did it for you. So she did it for me. I wanted to scream. Or hug her. Or both. How do you even process that? That someone loves you enough to save you but not enough to stay? That they watched you struggle, suffer, almost drown. And instead of handing you a life raft and holding on, they threw it at you from the shore and turned around. It wasn't selfless. It wasn't cruel. It was complicated. And I hated how much I still loved her for it. Then I found the envelope. She had left it under my laptop, hidden in the drawer where I kept old charging cables and warranties. It was a handwritten note. No return address. No long goodbye. Just this. I love you. You deserved a fair shot. I couldn't be what you needed next. But I hope you remember me as the one who pushed you toward the life you were meant to live. J. And I did remember her. But not as the girl who broke my heart. As the one who paid it forward, by breaking it. 2 weeks after she left, my balance was still $0. But everything else? A mess. The couch still smelled like her shampoo. Her mugs were still in the dishwasher. I was still avoiding the left side of the bed. People kept saying, "At least you're debt-free now," like that was the silver lining. Like getting back my financial freedom somehow canceled out the emotional wreckage she left behind. But here's the truth no one tells you. Getting everything you wanted means nothing if you don't have anyone to share it with. I tried moving on. I swore I did. I went back to the gym. Reconnected with friends I'd ghosted. Even re-downloaded dating apps because apparently self-respect dies last. But every date felt like a rerun of a show I used to love. I was present but not really there. Because every conversation circled back to her, in my head anyway. Every time someone asked what I did or where I went to school or mentioned debt, boom, she was in the room again. And one night after too many drinks I texted her. Just one word, why? She never replied. But someone else did. 2 days later I got a call from an unknown number. I almost didn't answer but something told me to pick up. It was her sister. We'd only met twice. Family stuff was always complicated with her. She didn't talk much about her past and I never pushed. But now, her sister sounded shaken. I shouldn't be calling. She wouldn't want me to. But I need you to know something. My heart dropped. Is she okay? Long pause. She's not hurt, she's just not where you think she is. She left everything for a reason. That sentence was like a trap door opening under me. What reason? She didn't tell you about the diagnosis, did she? My world stopped. The truth she hid from me. 6 months before she paid off my loans. Before the long shifts, the emotional distance, the late-night walks she claimed helped her sleep. She'd been diagnosed with a degenerative neurological condition. Early stage. Manageable. But progressive. Unpredictable. She didn't want me to watch her get worse. She said you'd try to fix it, her sister told me. That you'd stay out of guilt. That you'd give up your future to take care of her. And she couldn't let that happen. So instead, she gave me a future. And took herself out of it. She didn't break my heart, she protected it. I hung up the phone and sat in the dark for a long time. Everything made sense now. The money. The note. The timing. She didn't ghost me. She didn't abandon me. She made the most brutal kind of love decision a person can make. She let me go so I could fly without her. I still think about her. Every time a bill doesn't show up. Every time I say yes to a new opportunity. Every time someone asks me how I got my fresh start. And I never know how to answer. Because the truth sounds like fiction. My girlfriend paid off my debt, and left before I could say thank you. Because she was sick. And because she loved me more than I'll probably ever be loved again. After I got off the phone with her sister, I couldn't sit still. I walked around my apartment in circles. Opened the fridge, closed it. Sat down. Got back up. Everything in me screamed go to her, even though I had no idea what I'd say. Would she be angry? Would she slam the door? Would she even recognize me? It had been almost 4 months since she left. Since she walked out after handing me the biggest gift of my life. Freedom from the debt I thought we'd carry together, and never looked back. But now I knew why she left. And I couldn't let it end like this. The search. Her sister wouldn't tell me where she was, only that she was out of state, staying with a friend, near the coast. But she did give me one name. A wellness retreat. A place she was supposedly volunteering at. Not on payroll. Not officially registered. Just helping out and keeping low. I googled it. 3 hours away. Small town. Beachfront. No phone number, just a form on a bad website and a very peaceful-looking Instagram feed. That night I packed a bag. Next morning I got in the car. No texts. No calls. I didn't tell anyone where I was going. Because I wasn't sure if I was about to find her, or just a piece of closure I hadn't earned. I saw her before she saw me. It was a small place. A few cabins scattered around a central house with big windows and people doing yoga outside on the deck. She wasn't in yoga clothes. She was inside, hands in gloves, planting something in a pot. Focused. Intentional. Quiet. The same way she used to wash dishes when she was upset, like if she just scrubbed hard enough, the silence would go away. She looked different. Her hair was shorter. She'd lost weight. There was a kind of stillness to her, like her whole body had turned the volume down. But it was her. The moment she looked up, she didn't smile. She didn't cry. She just stood still, staring at me, holding the pot like it was the only thing keeping her grounded. "What are you doing here?" she asked. I stepped forward, heart pounding like I'd just sprinted miles. "I know," I said. "About everything. Your sister told me." She nodded once. Slowly. "Set the plant down." I asked her not to. "I know. I'm glad she did." She took a breath, long and deep, and finally said the one thing I hadn't let myself believe until now. "It's getting worse." We talked for hours. She didn't cry even when I did. She told me how the tremors started, how her vision was changing, how she sometimes forgot where she left her keys, and once what day it was. "I didn't want you to be my nurse," she said. "I wanted you to remember me the way I was when we were whole." I told her the truth. I would have stayed. I still would. She shook her head. "You would have stayed because you're kind, and good, and scared to leave. But that's not the same as being in love." "But I am in love." "No," she said, eyes soft. "You're in love with the memory of me." The hardest goodbye was the one I got to choose. I stayed one more night, at a cheap motel near the water. She didn't let me stay at the retreat. Said it was better to keep things clean, defined, contained. That morning she met me at a diner down the street. No makeup. Same hoodie she used to steal from me. We sat at a booth like we were still two broke 20-somethings trying to split pancakes without judgment. And then she handed me an envelope. Another one. This one was thicker. Inside was a letter, handwritten again. And a flash drive. "What's this?" I asked. Everything I didn't get to say. The flash drive. It took me 2 days to open it. I waited until I got home. Until I was ready to hear her voice again. There were 7 audio files. Each one labeled with a title like, "The First Time I Knew I Loved You," "Why I Paid Your Debt," "If You're Listening, I'm Probably Gone." I didn't get through them all in one night. I couldn't. Her voice broke me in a way the silence never could. But there was one file I played 3 times in a row. "You're going to be okay. I know that sounds hollow now, but you are. You have a future. Please don't build it around my memory, build it around your own joy." That's what love looks like to me now. What she left me, really. It wasn't just the money. It was the permission to live. To move forward without guilt. To stop seeing love as something you have to hold on to no matter what. Because sometimes love isn't staying. Sometimes love is letting someone go before you make them watch you disappear piece by piece. I still think about her. Every time I pay a bill. Every time I smile without a weight on my shoulders. Every time I hear someone laugh the way she used to when something was only a little funny. I don't know where she is now. Her sister said she moved again. But I keep the flash drive in my desk drawer. And every year on the date she left, I pick one file to listen to. Just one. To remind myself that I was loved in a way most people never get to experience. And that sometimes the greatest goodbye is the one that gives you the rest of your life.